Hey, good afternoon. And let me first just to adjust a bit my desktop. I need to find a Spotify. Let's put that off and then we can slowly start. Hey, I have a couple of CVs reviewed, and last time I ran it on my own private classroom and we hit the server limits. That's why I decided that, hey, let's hit today in YouTube. I have an old channel template I have used to broadcast all kind of lives, and it's a generally hang around place. And let's see. I need to find messages on stage. Just give me a second. There I can see people list. No, not that one. Comments from there. And I'll write the comment in the chat to see how it works. Also, you hit the hi in chat, tell who you are, and I have 3 CVs to be reviewed and a bit using AI tools, trying to target the paperwork, and that's how we get things done. But hey, WhatsApp is beeping like mad. You can keep messages here in live. And let's have a bit theory first. Who wouldn't like to have theory? And this is something I usually go through with everybody, especially if we have a new people to join us, just to show which part you should be applying for a work. And it's actually from point of the recruiter. Today I'm just a CV review person, but sometimes I'm a recruiter, then I train occupational safety card, and sometimes I build houses. So it depends on the day what I actually do. So a lot of different kind of work, and I'll try to share today things from many different angles. We have hour and a half time together around there because 2 o'clock I need to be sharp, ready to run a safety car training for people who just arrived in Finland. There is a group going to work on a construction site, and only time they could do a training is this evening. But hey, let's start with theory, and I'm sharing it from my browser. Okay, it's a bit easier. It's showing the whole browser for you, so I can just click the different tabs and you can see what I'm seeing. But hey, here comes important part. And this is something we need to understand, because otherwise we will be hitting our heads to the wall practically. And this is actually quite harsh reality check. When we think about job markets generally, the size of it, let's assume that we have 100% of a job markets in our hands. How many persons we actually can see? And now when I say to see, I mean that we can see it, for example, through online portals, Jobly, Duunitori, Työmarkkinatori, Glassdoor, you name it, a lot of different options. The harsh reality is it's only 10%. 90% of the jobs are hidden under sea level. If you want to have an iceberg comparison and think it that way, exactly how we have here it on the screen. It's the top of here. I'll shake it. Check, I took it away. There. That's our 10%. And the rest is hiding. So to think it from the positive side is that it might feel a bit dark out there when you're looking for different jobs, that there's not that many options available. But then remember, you can see only 10%. And that's we try to concentrate also today. When I go through a couple of CVs, I will try to find a job to apply or take a staffing company we can use to apply. And that's how we target our paperwork. And let's see what we will find. Last time when we had a private group, there was a couple of staffing companies. And when we, for fun, went through a couple of them, we found out a lot of openings there which were not visible outside of that staff leasing company's page. So I'll try to fit to around hour and a half time that I'll show you how I use finder.fi to find potential candidates for us. But let's go through. These are actually your different options how to find a job, at least work to do while you find that real job you really want. First is online portals. I just said that it's only 10% visible job in there, and the worst part is everybody's looking that area. But we can automate it. Create a profile, get a message in your inbox, and then reply with a couple of easy steps. But don't spend your day looking for perfect job going through the lists. I'll later explain why. Then something we can half see, kind of on a borderline to be hidden from us and actually visible, the staffing companies. What is a staffing company? Staffing company is a company who will collect people on their own payroll, and then they will rent people out. And they will find their own clients. And when you are on their list, they will come back to you and offer, for example, job that, hey, here we have a couple of week job available, or even a couple of months. Would you be able to take it? That's how it works. And that's actually the area I used to work for a while. But more about staffing companies, we will see how much time we have. Then, my secret weapon. This is the part where we get information to dive under the water. This is the place where you will find the best sources, best leads, and that's my favorite one. Online directories like finder.fi, which was just mentioned, there you can look for an area, like pick a Tampere, and then pick a field of operation. Can be IT, cleaning, construction, and it will return you every company on that field in that location working. And then you just go through and pick the ones you like. But we are not actually looking email addresses. They are there available, but try to avoid temptation. We are actually looking for open applications, the one here. And why do we want to look for open applications? Because most likely those companies don't have straight away job available that when you call them, they will say that, okay, you can start tomorrow. What we actually want to do is that we want to get our feet between the door, that when the job comes available, they already have our information. We will come back to this actually quite soon. And then if you can't find that open application or any information, how would you leave your application? Then we'll get that email address. And then we can send email that, hey, we are actually looking at proper place to leave our application. Can you give us a bit guidance? And see what happened. It's not anymore a cold email. You have actually a purpose, and you have a little hook there that, hey, answer to me. Let's have a comparison that you are going to send two emails. One goes directly to the company, and it has a short text. Hey, I'm looking for a work. I have this and this background. Here is my CV and a cover letter. And then in the end, I hope to hear from you, and I will be ready for an interview. Or when you send an email that, hey, I went through your company website. I find your company very interesting, and I think my background would fit your services. How do I leave an application? See the difference. I can guarantee the last example, companies never gets. That's a fresh email. But the first one, when I'm hanging on a Facebook groups where we have entrepreneurs, I can see that people are complaining that their inbox is filled with CVs and cover letters and very simple generic messages, which you can see they sent them to 100 people. And I can say that one doesn't bring results. That's something we try to fix today. And then we have an option. I think we could leave this for tomorrow. Billing services. That's actually something people have found out. The best way to find a job in Finland is the situation when you can agree with the company that, hey, I'll come to work for you and I can bill like I would be a company by myself. That removes a lot of paperwork from companies. And that's the reason why companies are very often using staffing companies. When we go to Finder, let's try to remember to find out how many staffing companies we have in Finland. I think the last number I saw, 2,500 plus 60 something companies. So there's a lot of action in that area. So these are practically your points and things to do in the order you should be doing them. So there's a ready workbook available. And then let's have this one, because I guarantee today we have people who have not been in live meetings with me. So let's go through this one very briefly. I'll zoom it out. You can see what we are talking. It's a dead boring flowchart, but it has a purpose. It's actually how it goes when you send your application out. And what are we going to find from this flowchart? I'm going to show you the digital barrier or curtain, and you can't see past it because that's something hidden from us. So let's start with the company. Company has work available. That's here. And then would company straight away go and publish application online? That, hey, we have work available here. Please send applications to us. Absolutely not. Why? Because company's main purpose is not to look workers. They are actually producing service, and this is something mandatory they have to do, and they want to take an easy way out. And that's why they have open application links on their websites that, hey, if you are interested working for us, send your application through our website. And then under it, we have networks. That's one of my best way to get work for myself. I have built a network over the years, and they recommend my services. There are people contacting us that, hey, we would have a project available. Would you be able to come to work on it? I have got small snow work gigs through networks up to building a new log house. So the variety is there. And then sometimes companies don't hire people on their payroll. They just don't, because a lot of responsibilities, paperwork, and things like that, they take an easy way out. They are happy to use staffing services. It's just one email to an agent in a staffing company, and that person will come very soon back to you with a couple of names that, hey, these are the people I can recommend. And then those people will be hired. And you can see we went 3 different places through, and nothing was visible online. And that's the biggest problem when we are looking for work. And that's the reason why people are sending 300 to 400 applications just to apply for a work. They don't get a response. And that's the area we concentrate today. Let's draw a circle there. Love my drawing tools on the screen. But let's go through a process to show you that why we automate things and what makes things actually hard. And then on top of that, why do we customize our paperwork? Now we're in a situation that company has a need for a worker, but they have to create job opening right here. How does it go? Does the company go on a website like sign in a Glassdoor, creates a job description there, press a send button, and waits messages to come into inbox? Absolutely not. When I worked in a recruiting company, we had a dedicated system called Like It. There are different ones, but I can say that Like It is one of the biggest one. And actually, when you go and fill open applications or any paperwork for companies, sometimes in a domain name you see likeit.companyname.fi. Then you will know which system they are using. Hopefully we will find out that today that, hey, this company has a system we know. So basically, company will create job description in their own software. All the little details, they press this send button. And what happens? It doesn't go into one place. Like the system we used, we had a ready setting. It went to 3 different portals with one click. And then when people replied through those portals, it came directly into our system. We just saw on a one database field that, hey, okay, this one came from Duunitori, this one was from Työmarkkinatori. But it really didn't matter for us where it came from. So now we have created the job opening online. Let's move forward. It appears in a job portals. And the worst part is everybody's watching that one. And straight away, companies' emails will start filling with messages that, hey, I'm available for work. Here's my application. Like when I went to home 4 o'clock from the office, next time I came back to next morning, 7 or 8, sometimes even 9 o'clock. Depends what kind of day I had. I had at least 15, 20 messages in that system I had to go through. So there's a lot of action, and that's what makes things really hard. What can we do with job portals? We automate it. Log in, create profile, fill your information, and then you will get applications directly in your email, and then you just apply to them. Minimize the effort in this category. Now we are in a situation that email came in our inbox. Straight away, we will create CV, target it, and then also create a cover letter. And then we send it out. What happens then? Does it go to company's email? Absolutely not. Very often, it goes in a system called ATS, Applicant Tracking System. I partly that like it, what I mentioned earlier. If I would need to describe what is ATS, it would be like online digital automated folder system. It will take your CV, rip it in parts, fill all the needed information in the database, and then your digital profile is created. And on top of that, in the age of AI, it can also make a match with you and the job application. This is the part why targeting is very important. Their software will check that, hey, would this candidate be a good match with us? And then it checks the key details from the job description and then makes a decision, gives us some kind of valuation. Very often you can see online percent numbers, how many percent the match is. But I can say that those numbers will just give a direction. The decision always has to be made by a person. But I can guarantee if your job No, I'm sorry. If your paperwork doesn't match with the job description, it won't stand out. It won't be highlighted. And then it will go in the bottom of the list, people who have applied. Like what I noticed when working in a recruiting company, we got daily messages and people leaving their information in our system through different online forums. People were buried under. The ones who just send a generic information. Here's my CV. I'm interested, maybe construction work. And then we even didn't hear from them. They were buried so deep that nobody would find them. Worse than Google search page too. And then what happens? Now we're in a situation. ATS has stripped our CV in parts. Our digital profile is created. And by the way, it can also go to your LinkedIn page and get additional information. Always attach a link to your LinkedIn profile if you have one. If things get highlighted, there's a big chance it will go to HR and then you will have an interview here. If not, then this one comes very fast. And you can see when you get that automated rejection letter, actually not fully automated, somebody needs to send it to you, but I guarantee there's not too much effort behind it. You get a generic email that, hey, sorry, not at this time, but please keep applying. There will be something available in future. And then we get that thank you, but no thank you. But if you get that one, 99% of people will give up at that point. But now you have information what other people don't have. I'll have a sip of coffee and try to think, what would that information be? Okay, that's a good coffee. The information you have now is that your paperwork went through ATS. Something didn't match there, or something didn't trigger the recruiter, and we got the generic email message. Come back to that company or recruiter. Ask them that, hey, I noticed I got the rejection letter very fast. Was there something missing from my paperwork, or could I open up a couple of ideas or something you would like to ask? And see, again, it's not cold emailing or calling. You have a reason to contact them. It's kind of like a game. You need to figure out how to be smooth and not to irritate people in a very, very busy system. Now you have a good picture what happens in a job market. And this is the part we are now going to concentrate. Let's see. And let's go to that CV review part. And I like to build CVs. People send me them, I edit, I go through, and then I also get the good ideas how I can make my CVs better and what kind of paperwork I need to do. Because I have been freelancer from year 2004. What does it make? 24 years freelancing, and I always have to find my next gig. That's why I have been forced to study how systems work, how to get maximum effort, and otherwise I would be starving. But you can see, not starving. Should maybe starve a bit. But hey, now I need to go my folder, and now here will be a little jumping here and there. Give me a small moment. I have way too big screen. No, not big. I have too small. Meter is not enough. I'm jumping different browsers and trying to pick a right CVs. Let me see. Here, I'm just checking that everything is redacted. Personal information is away. Yes. and then we will have it here. I took a, what did I take? I took a screenshot. So this is not editable form on different browser. I have one to edit. And we said that review is today. So let's have reviews. This template is most likely from Canva, but this person also had, I think, different version, more like a Word processed or Google Docs format. So that's actually the best one. Couple of words about the CVs, and this is the most common question in my WhatsApp when they send that, hey, what is the best CV template for you? That should I use Europass? What would work from Canva? And I can say you should maybe forget straight away both of them. Best format for your CV is actually something made with Word or Google Docs. Why? Now let's go back to the point when we talked about ATS system. What was it? It's a system creating a digital profile from us. And if it can't read and put things together from our paperwork, it doesn't create a profile for us. And that's where, for example, Canva struggles very often. Visually, super good looking CV, but when the machine tries to read, it's impossible. Last time, or one before, this one was in our live virtual classroom, and I got the CV created with Canva. Then on top of that, it was merged to flat PDF, which means that even the text wasn't in a format that you could copy it. And what happened? Machine couldn't read it. I couldn't get it to be analyzed. And then what do you do when you have practically a flat picture? You, of course, don't throw it away. I used OCR. I have a workstation. I have all kind of little fun tools with me. And I took a text recognition in use. Couple of buttons to press, and then I could paint the area from the screen that, hey, extract all the text from this area. And then I copied it and pasted it in a text editing software. And it's got just that much text, couple of lines, but the CV was full A4. So we also want to deliver enough relevant information. Think it as a vessel you are sending to employer, and you try to pack it with all the details you want them to know. Don't send practically generic email listing your skills. Think it from the point of employer. But hey, back to this CV. This is actually a good one. Profile is on the place. It has good descriptions and so on. Career experience, love it. Places listed, and then also the time frame. And then on top of that, project listed. All the details we actually need to have. Civil engineering, yes. Project engineering, all the details we need. Trainee consultant engineering, all the times. And that one can build a really nice picture from your work history. Academic history, Finnish language course, university, and then references. That's a good actually there. Write it available upon request. You don't have to list them. And they just reveals too much personal data and they take too much space. Then language proficiencies, really good one. And here is actually good. There's a written description like native language or C1 or A2.2. I have seen star reviews or I have seen a sliding bar. And again, we have to go back to that ATS system. Machine has no idea what you try to tell with that sliding bar. Human brain can put something together. Human brain might think that, hey, okay, full is a native, and then middle is somewhere mediocre, and so on. But computer has absolutely no scale what to do. Softwares, MS Office, MS Project, good. Here's actually listed the main ones, and Office programs are listed like one family. I have seen CVs where we list Word, Outlook, Excel, PowerPoint. But if you list MS Office, you actually expect that all of those are listed. What happens when we list all possible skills we have? It feels that we try to fill the CV just for sake of filling it. And then skills listed, problem solving, interpersonal skills, organizational skills. Here's actually place to improve. When we think about skills, let's put it the way that we want to have soft skills and professional skills. What is the biggest problem people face? It's actually the fact that they don't use industrial standards. What is an industrial standard? Industrial standard is the term they will use, and for example, machine can put it together and connect it with the right field or right skill. If you describe there something which is not standard, human mind might build an idea that, hey, what it is, but it's still not exact. Let's have something outside of CVs. This is again to widen our understanding and trying to figure out actually the full picture. When you think about the website, I built a website for myself, and then I have a lot of text there. I'm describing what I do, what I offer, but when the search engine goes there, it has no idea where it is actually related, because they are just the words in the list, and it can build a good picture. What is it about? But what's the magic you can do? And I can say that when I compare another page's source code, I have not found even a one page to do this. And it's an industrial standard again. You can pick the important words which you are offering, like a service, location, something else about the product you have, and you can have a wiki code to attach to it. And it will tell the search engine that exactly what it is from not Wikipedia, but from a list for the search engines where it's listed all the things, and there's a description. What is it? And it's a perfect match. And that's why you need to have a skills listed, also something which perfectly matches with that industry. And if you are a professional, and of course we are, you need to use industrial standards because it's something what they will expect you to know. It's something what is every part every you handle every day. Yeah, just can't emphasize that how important the targeting is. But I don't want to be preaching here about targeting. Let's continue with the CV. And then hobbies, interest, really good addition. Volunteering, community projects, hiking, and then also photography. Let's move this CV in the editing. Let's take it here, and this is always a bit fun. What we will get out. Sometimes it works out, sometimes we get struggled, and sometimes it's a complete disaster. But let's analyze more. Let's try to figure it out. I'll have here, just a second. I have a redacted version. I'm reading same time on the screen that I don't get anything here I don't want. Let's move it here. That one goes away, and this is redacted by software I have. And then we'll start having fun. And by the way, free tool, Gemini, to use for you, and free version works just fine. I'm with the pro version, but I got it through the school, so I'm not a fan of paying for subscriptions which are not mandatory. This would be one, but I got it luckily through the school. Let's first give it the instructions that analyze it, but don't change anything. We want to see that what AI thinks about it. And you can do that with your own CV, just to see what's happening there and then get an ideas. That's where the AI is the best, is to use to get ideas and see something what we can't see because we have been looking our paperwork so long. So let's give a description, and I can see that my picture is hiding a bit prompt. How could I lift it? I have no idea, but I'll tell what I'm writing. And this is also hiding my typos. So, and I'm going to tell the AI that I have redacted CV attached. Keep it that way. I'm asking it to keep it redacted, that it doesn't pull, for example, my history, something what I have been typing here or going through, so it doesn't hallucinate a person for this. It would be fine if it would be me, but if it would be somebody else, that's not nice. So I have attached reduced CV. Keep it redacted, analyze it, but don't do changes. Theme is again, I can't write. But luckily, little typos here and there don't kill us. Now we have a coffee break and see what the AI thinks about the CV. I'm wondering, can I see, meanwhile, a list of chats here? Hey, write something in the chat. Or just say that, can you see my chat writing? I would like to know that, does it work on a StreamYard? Because today I joined this meeting through StreamYard to make my life easier. But hey, our results are here. CVs, analyzed, clear professional identity. So that's a good one. We can build a picture that, hey, what kind of person we have here. Relevance to location, yeah, Espoo, highlighting Finnish studies, strong technical stack, international experience, love it. Then I like to ask to analyze the CV from AI because it also points out missing pieces. This is very common. How and result, like experience, skill, looks, this, so on. And most likely it's usually asking that if you had a project, tell a bit about the project and what you reached with it. Like here, ELV project manager, that, for example, did you manage a budget, how big a team was, and so on. Give a picture that, hey, what kind of job you actually had. Very often people are listing just the skills or things they did. Clean the floors or build something, very generic tasks, but that doesn't tell too much to the recruiter. And so on. Let's see, profile summary, a bit generic, hardworking team player. These are the things we can actually include in a skill section. We can take them a bit out of the profile. And soft skills, instead of listing, for example, leadership, problem solving, could be more effective to demonstrate the job description and so on. Absolutely agreed. And that's actually something we already talked about. Hey, let's try one thing I usually do. Now we got a picture that, hey, we have a focused CV. It has a good information. It's maybe missing a bit job description that what we actually did. But let's build a compact paperwork for us, and then we start to change ATS friendly terms, and you can see how it slowly transforms to be something else. Let's have a first command that create compact header and tighten the structure, because we have now a lot of empty space and you can see it here. Let's try a term reformat. Let's give it a bit more freedom. And at this point, to see a full effect, let's not edit the content. Let's tell it to AI, don't edit the content. Let's see what happens. I like this new AI. It has a thinking breaks. It means that I can drink coffee meanwhile. We are slowly getting there. And here, you can see, actually nice. But we are not yet editing anything, so let's see, it should be around the same. But you can see it's nicely organized. Project here, project or the task here, the timeline is there, civil engineering, yes, it looks actually good. And all the things has been tightened nicely. And here comes the magic. When your ideas are out, what would I write in a profile? Let's throw it an interesting idea that, hey, rewrite our profile based on my job experience. Let's see what happens. And rewrite my profile based on my job experience. And let's see what happens. Soon we should have a result here. And you can see that from generic CV, we are all the time moving towards more and more specified field. And check this one. Straight away, it points out, what are we? Civil engineer, project manager, and then over 5 years of international experience. That one was missing from the previous one, but it calculated together from the job experience. And then here is ATS system food or AI food if they are going through your paperwork, because when something is bolded, it puts an extra weight on that text, and the machine can actually pick it and highlights it as a key feature. Skilled in AutoCAD, yes. You can see that here it listed the professional softwares, not an office, because if you can use these, most likely you know how to use Microsoft Office. And then, yes, here it is. Profile is good to go, at least for now on. We will still change it. And this is just getting to start. The best part is coming quite soon. Education listed, skills, softwares, yes. Where did we have a skill list? Okay, here it is. Now we will do something. We will start adding a bit this and adding things here. So let's give an instructions. Divide. Let's divide skills and software into categories. We want soft skills and, surprise, surprise, professional skills. And then we'll give it a task. Analyze my work history. And history and feel missing skills. And here comes the important part. Use. What do we use? ATS-friendly terms. Let's see what happens. So far, I'm happy. The CV has stayed together. Nothing has exploded. It has actually gone really well. So it's not always the case. Sometimes we need to take back or edit it by hand, but now we have audience, so AI is behaving like a perfect colleague. And here we have education is up, skills and expertise, sports of professional skills, hard skills plus software. And hey, headlines are not perfect. This is just a template you can edit with the proper editing software. But this is just to speed up the process. You can see that how many changes we have done in how long we have been here. We have been 20 minutes with this CV, around like that. And if we would be writing it by hand, I have done that before, and I would say that we have done work for an hour or something like that. Quite close to that. Skills, expertise, and check what we got. Professional skills, we have engineering and design. Good term. And here it's opened, what it actually means. Project management, again, recognize the term. Perfect. Specialized systems, and then mentioned with the terms. Perfect. And software proficiency, again, proper term, and then softwares listed here. And here's a word of warning. It might hallucinate the softwares you have not used. It can go through a work experience, it can recognize the main softwares used there, and it can add it on your list. That's why this is a template, this is a body for us to work with. And soft skills, leadership, communication, in the end, we have languages, interested, and you can notice that references dropped out, but that's not needed. That one we can add in a word, not important. But I think now we have a body, and then we go to actually interesting part. This is the mandatory evil thing we need to go through and edit the CV, and let's start to find work. Hey, if we have a person online who actually recognizes this CV to be his, send me a WhatsApp message. I'll pick their profession for you. Tell me, what are you looking for? Let's use that information. And now I lost the half of my what is it? Tabs. I threw my WhatsApp away from the screen. I'm trying to get it open. But I'm wondering, where did my WhatsApp go? Maybe I'll open a new one. No, there it is. I have a WhatsApp here open. But meanwhile, let's ask for fun. What would be a profession for us? And if you send me a WhatsApp message and tell that what kind of work you actually want to look, let's try to find. Let's go. Suggest a field for me to work. One came software engineering position. I'll take your CV next. This one was a different CV, but hey, I can review. Already asking that, can I review the CV? I have 3 CVs today. This one, we will go with the steps, and another ones I'll review, and then wherever we will stop today, we can continue tomorrow. Yeah, I have kind of free day, so I can easily take an hour from my day. Civil engineering, roads, bridge, concrete, data center construction, critical infrastructure. Hey, now I need to think about. You have a background and data centers are mentioned. Location was in Espoo. There's a Hetzner, there's a Microsoft next to it. And I know a company who works there, but they are doing installation works. Let's see what we have here. Site civil, yes. Now I'm thinking, can I take it? I can take it. Yes. Let's see what we get here. This company works in that area. Let's see what they have. Can we customize our application? Let's see recent projects. Is the Finland mentioned here? Then the word didn't come from me. Let's see. Recent projects, come on, give it to us. Ireland, Sweden, Netherlands, Denmark, Belgium, Sweden. Not in Finland. Okay, so it will come afterwards. What do we have here? How do we apply? How do we apply? Do you have open application? Email here with your CV. Okay. Hey, we'll do this. This is how we have a first example, how to customize. And now I'm going to open a second AI for us. One is never enough. We go to Nobel without. We go to a page. And this is my way to be lazy when we are customizing the paperwork. And this is the most important part you can do, because the paperwork we structurally built to be okay, but it doesn't work out without targeting. So first, we will try to figure out what kind of company it is we are applying. Here we have a lot of text here, big data centers, European largest mentioned here, and now we are in AI. Now we will ask from AI, build short description of the company information. And you can do this to any company. About us, it will go into AI memory. We go back to Nobel without. We will pick the services. We will copy the service list. And we have here another list. We have then here are the main service areas. Then we go back to fit out when that one is thinking. We took clean room. Here we have more information. Here is about the clean room. Now we are just feeding information for AI. We actually don't care about the input. We take this one. You can see that they are not listing actually too much information on their website. Second field is there. And then fit out and restoration. And then we go here. And last, we wait that AI gets ready. I promise, here is something which is very useful for you. And it will take a lot of time from your day, and it will be practically automated. It will go easily. And now we have information here. And then we give our prompt. I gave you information about the company I want to apply. Create an information package for me. And for what? To customize my CV. Let's see what happens. Things should be in AI's memory. They should be there. It could be also fail. Never know. AI is a tricky. Sometimes I think that it depends that how busy the servers are, that what kind of AI they are going to give me. And sometimes I get the spare one. They are really hard to work with. Let's see. Keywords, cheat sheet. It straight away got an idea what I want to get done. Recruiters and ATS. Here it is. Scan specific technical terms, ensures that these appears in your skills or work history. And this is the gold mine for the targeting. This is what we need. General constructions, international, European, yes. If applying clean rooms, we have all the needed information. If for data center roles, all the mentioned here. If without roles, yes. Then matching their culture and ethos. It's always good to match your background. That company would feel that, hey, this person would fit straight away in. Communication is king. It was mentioned there. And solution-oriented safety and trust. Hey, you can see again, international company, values safety, very high. Mobility. And I can say that this company has workers from all around the Europe. I have actually trained a couple of them. Don't tell anybody that I talked about this company. Yes, here, okay. And give me a prompt to auto-tune my CV with this information. Let's see. It was a Google alert. Hey, I need to be at work in 30 minutes. Let's speed it up. And we will have this fine-tuning, and then we will go through 2 other CVs. I will give you input, and then those CVs can actually use exactly same steps here we had, and tomorrow we will continue around midday. If you have not subscribed for the channel, you will get that automated notification if you subscribe, or get a link to WhatsApp group I have. You can ask a link from a friend, and it's absolutely okay to give it. It's an open group for everybody who is interested from this topic and wants to network in Finland. Here's a mega prompt. Let's copy it. And then we go back to our first CV. Keep workspaces separated. It will save you from the error. And let's prepare the AI. Are you ready to target my CV? I have company information under pick a role, because now we need to pick a role because we don't have one. Pick a role for me, how to pick a role for me based on my own information. Rebuild the CV to match novel without. And then we need to have a question in an end. If you don't have a question, that AI will start straight away rebuilding your CV. That's something we don't want, because whatever you throw in this system, it always wants to give you an answer. It gives you the best guess it can have. Even if you just write something there, scribble, doesn't mean anything, it will start rebuilding your paperwork. Absolutely disaster sometimes. And check what happened. We have here specialized, and yes, it highlighted the areas it wanted. It changed. Site engineer and project manager, 5-year experience, mission critical infrastructure, like data centers, specialized in fit-out projects. Unique dual expertise in civil engineering. And see a difference here. If you are applying to data center work field with civil engineering background, you need to point out how your previous experience will support your role in there. And so on. Proficient in English C1, international company, absolutely needed, but good to mention that, hey, I know a bit Finnish, I can help your guys out. Core competence, construction management, and again, data center and fit out mentioned. Fit out and ATS friendly terms again. Technical systems, yes. Engineering. Then career expertise. Here we can see the same job we had, but then fit out and system focus. It will tell how our background would fit to their services. But hey, remember again, AI hallucination, fix them away that you don't run into troubles, that it doesn't point your experience you don't have. And so on, you can see it's a perfect. But can we make it even better? There's so many things you can do when you put your mind and you start to concentrate. Let's ask, do we have gaps in the knowledge? When we target data centers. Let's see what happens. This helps you to prepare for interview. because they will be the professionals from that area. And they read your CV and straight away they have an idea, hey, does this person have knowledge in this area? Because it's our core feature. And now you should be able to get good hints what they might be asking. And I forgot to tell that, hey, please don't touch my CV. It's editing it there. About this side prompt, we are interested. Specific gaps, we have a civil structural background, ELV, cover data center recruiters. We have cooling power and white space management. The MEP gap, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. The gap, we know ELV, low voltage, but DC is dominated here. And also the cooling part, yeah, they create a lot of heat. The fix, yeah, here's a halonization in the best form it can be. It's adding our gaps. This gap involves specific elements like raised access floors, suspended structural ceilings, and so on. And this might be a gap in our knowledge compared to civil engineering. Protocol gaps, there is data centers, there's different standards, mission critical mindset, okay. But we didn't want to fill the gaps in our CV. We wanted to find out that, hey, what do we need to know more and what do we need to prepare? But hey, that's about the hard editing for today. Let's pull a couple of CVs and then I need to throw a work hoodie on and go to work. You can see that I didn't change clothes. I'm in my home outfit. My wife knits a lot and I have all kind of knits and they actually keep me warm. I'm today in my basement office as always, and it's a bit colder here than upstairs. Not too cold, but it's a good temperature to work here and keep a sweater on. But not now what I'm looking for, I want to find a couple of CVs. Here is a one. Here's a redacted version. And let's make it a bit bigger, like this, to fill a screen. And it's a bit blurry because I took a screenshot and then used the auto blur tool, tried to hide all the personal information. Profile, software engineer with 6 years plus experience. Hey, good. Here is the year. You will get a good idea straight away. Designing, modernizing large-scale enterprise backend systems across all listed, strong expertise, and then highlighted or bolded the areas we have experience or we are expertised. Cutting is the yes, architect software role. We could tomorrow concentrate on this profile and try to make it a bit personalized. And here we can use targeting. Like you can see what happened in the previous CV. We actually started with very generic one, and then we transformed it to be fully targeted for one company. And you can also target for a field. Then that same paperwork will work in multiple places. Tomorrow we could build an entry-level paperwork to get, for example, cleaning, construction work, something physical to do. Because there, we don't need to be worried about hallucinations. But let's go through this one. Professional objective, really good, focused writing clean, precise, maintainable Java code. Yeah, I love that, maintainable. That's not my code. It's not maintainable. Technical scalability, yes. And working towards becoming Java architect and Java champion. Good. Technical and soft skills, programming frameworks, and hey, check what happens here. We have a lot of different things listed. It's a wall of text which will blow in the recruiter's eyes. We can actually tighten that one. We could pull soft skills out of it, like here is a testing and quality assurance, and we could build a nice layout, maybe in a 2 columns. That would be a very clear one. And here, now I don't remember, did we have a LinkedIn profile here? But for example, in a LinkedIn, you can list all these, and then the proper systems will go and fetch that information from there. And soft skills listed, collaboration, problem solving, cross-cultural communication. I can see here's a ATS food. Really good terms. Really good terms. And then work experience. And here I can see that we have been adding there ATS food, which is really good. That's what we need to do. And it's not adding ATS food, it's actually telling what kind of impact we had at work. Modernized plus 9 core microservices through migration and so on, and all listed here nice with some kind of results. Leveraging features, here it said 10% raise, really good. CloudForce, okay, yeah, it's added here. It's a good technical paper, but it's not targeted. We need to figure out where do we target it, and then we can rebuild it. And now, if I'm just gonna say the letters TJ, it got first name and last name, just the first letters. Send me suggestion what company you would like to approach. Let's build the paperwork to match there. And then a couple of words about IT field. I have signed up to multiple portals to look for different projects, and I'm always open for new challenges. When you have an IT background, this is a perfect environment to have a remote work. If Finland is struggling with job market generally, it's good to check that, hey, what's abroad and what I can do from home. Because there is that billing service we went through in the very first slideshow, not slideshow, but we were on my drawing table. There we had billing services. Yeah, you can see a bit struggling already. I've been talking so long. But you can actually pick any company or a private person around the world and create a bill in the software, send it to that person. That actually billing service will send it, and they pay it to that company's account. Company will take all the needed taxes away from the sum, pays them to right places, and then you will get the rest of the money as a salary. And they will take somewhere between 2 and 4% as a cut from it. Very reasonable service. That's an idea I would like to talk later, and that's something what I'm doing. I like to find training jobs abroad, all kind of new things to do. And that's a perfect job for this background. And now I got a WhatsApp message. Let me go there. And we have a company. We have a company for tomorrow to target. Tomorrow from this CV, we will go and target it to one specific company. Let's see. I have one more CV in WhatsApp. Yeah, I asked that. Hey, remind me this 11:30. Let me see. Did I move it in the folder? In the morning, I went through. No, I didn't. But I will download now your CV. I need to be in 15 minutes fresh running a training program. So we will look this one. And this one is with a picture. No, it can be there. Very handsome picture. And we can continue. I'll save your CV. Sorry, it didn't pop out. I had so many jobs, not jobs, messages on the list that yours went too low when I was copying the CVs. But hey, you will be first one tomorrow. I'm looking. Or is it? Let me see. Okay, let's go through this one. I want to see, is this? No, this is a different CV. I have a CV problem. I have too many of them open. But hey, let's have this one. About me part, highly dedicated, detail-oriented professional. Yes. Proficient in MS Office, keen on accuracy, process improvement. We can say MS Office, or we can just say like a Office software. Because if we have a skill, then most likely we can use more basic softwares. Work experience listed here. And here we are getting a bit on a two list type experience, or what we did, like receiving and shipping, transportation, coordination, documentation. These things are actually expected to be done in a job title you will put in the beginning. But here's a good information. With AI, we can build from this very good descriptions. So here we have a good additional information, but we need to know how to form it. It has to be describing the actual job or position, not the things we were doing. A bit harsh review, but I can say that here is something we can definitely work with. And waste management here, yes. Hey, challenge for us. Let's build a good targeted CV from this. And now if you recognized your CV, send me more information if you have. We need a tad more to actually have a lot of not ATS, AI food. But hey, now I need to go fill coffee, a coffee cup, maybe take a pot of tea next to me, and I will actually have to go to work. And we will see here, most likely, 12 o'clock tomorrow, somewhere between 12 and 1 o'clock. And to get a notice when we will be here, you can subscribe to the channel. You will get the email message that, hey, the guy is going live. You will get the notification when I schedule it. Or you can get the link to WhatsApp channel I have. And there I'm announcing that, hey, now we are going online. And in a WhatsApp, you can send those CVs for me, and I will be going through them, as many as I can. But yeah, now my WhatsApp is beeping. Hey, I have to go. I'm so happy we had a lot of people today. Good that you joined us, and you are welcome to join tomorrow, and then just send me CVs. I'll look through all of them. Not at once, but in the steps. But hey, now I have to say that. Bye, and hopefully see you soon.